Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another round of the Ask a Healer series. Today, we're going to be talking about the idea of manifesting. For those of you who don't know, I follow both the laws of assumption as well as the law of attraction because I feel like you actually can't do one without the other. So if you haven't heard of law of assumption, I will actually cover that in another video. That might be a comment that one of you all makes that is about something you would like to get more information. So stay tuned for a video on that. Don't forget that anybody who comments a question or an issue for the Ask a Healer series, when you leave your comment, you may end up getting to be chosen for me to feature your issue in another video. I wouldn't use your name or anything like that unless you give me permission to, but basically I would take whatever it is that you wanted to get more information about, and I would actually like spend that video talking about it. So be sure that you guys are doing that, because you never know if you're going to be somebody who gets picked for me to talk about your issue. So with that in mind, we're going to be talking about manifesting today. So I want to start with something basic, and that is this idea that manifesting requires you to do a whole lot of stuff, a whole lot of imagination, a whole lot of time spent, drawing up this idea. That's not necessary. Okay, you manifest every single day. Whether you're consciously manifesting or unconsciously manifesting, you're manifesting. Because every time you have a desire for something and that desire comes into the physical world and you now have evidence of that, that is a manifestation. So I know that you do this consciously, and I know that, many people do this unconsciously too. Like, it's not just one or the other. Sometimes it's both, because like what's happening is as we're like living, sometimes we have situations or scenarios and we're just like, I would rather this happen, and this is our thought. And then, the more detached we are from that thought, the more we have it, and then we release it, and then we go do other things. Then it's like, oh my God, like it'll happen. And that's really what the key is. The key to manifesting anything is letting go of attachment, because the stronger your emotional attachment to it, the longer it's going to take for you to actually for that desire to actually manifest. In some cases, it's just a divine timing thing where, in order for what you want to happen, there's like all these different other series of events that have to occur first, and that takes time. So like an example for me, which was a conscious manifestation, was in 2019. I really wanted black sparkly quartz countertops. Like, it was a thing. I just, the quartz energy, because I have stones all over my house, because it really, the stones really are a tool. And when I'm saying stones, I'm talking about like natural stones, like crystals and, quartz and whatever, tourmaline, what you name it. They energetically support you in a way that you can't understand. But I am going to tell you that I had a strong desire to cultivate an energy in my home that was healing, that was supportive, that, made people who came over feel really good. And especially being a healer, and like, my house, my office is in my home. Like I really wanted that energy, not just also for my clients, but for myself, for my children, for future partners. Like, I wanted that energy to really be beneficial, benefiting all of us. And so like I would wake up sometimes and I would just like have this vision of having like crystal quartz like all over. And when I say all over, I don't mean that like you're stepping on them and you can't walk or move anywhere, that my house is cluttered, because that is the complete opposite. I'm like I love organizing. So but it's just that they're strategically placed in different parts of the house, that you wouldn't even know sometimes, and sometimes they just look like decoration, but they're energetically supporting me. They're energetically supporting my family and my guests, etc. And back to the crystal quartz, I was like, wow, you know, my kitchen is, you know, in Feng Shui, my kitchen is my romance corner. So I got this desire and I was like, you know what? My romance life looks like shit. And I thought that maybe if I put crystal quartz in there, or, you know, quartz countertops, it would really help amplify and clear whatever the hell, you know, has been going on in my life in that department. And that is like a whole other video series that I'm sure many of you can relate to. And those that can't, I am really happy that you can't relate to this. But the black, it had to be the black sparkly quartz. And so I had that vision. And then in the beginning of 2020, when I got my tax money, I went to Home Depot and I was like, all right, I'm going to get this. How much? And they came back and they wanted $10,000. And I was like, you all are out your fucking minds. Like, here's the thing, right? If it doesn't feel good to you, don't do it. You don't force things, okay? You have to, this is where it requires that detachment. Like, I really wanted my quartz countertops, but I also knew that price point did not feel good for me. I felt like I should only be paying about half of that. So I thanked them, I walked away. But here's the thing, I didn't do it with this disappointment. I didn't have this sadness. I didn't allow it to bring me down. I was irate that the price was so high, but that energy I redirected and fueled into this passion of, I'm going to get my quartz countertops. I don't know how, I don't know when, but I'm going to get them. And so by redirecting that energy in that way, and my thoughts, because your thoughts are so fucking powerful, guys, listen, you have to know this. It's not just something in your head. It has the power to break you down, and it has the power to lift you up. And it's all a matter of choosing which thoughts you're going to hold on to, okay? So with the quartz countertops, I let it go. I knew, I trusted, I had faith. Somehow I was going to get them. Well, in 2021, at the beginning of the year, I just was listening to my intuition, which is basically what feels good for me to do, was to do X, Y, and Z. So I was like working on my finances. I was doing this. I was doing all these other things. And the next thing I know, I had the money to refinance. My credit score was up. And I was like, oh, and now the housing market was like booming. And I had so much equity in my house that I could actually now afford to take money, borrow money against the equity and get my quartz countertops. And then it wasn't even just my quartz countertops. Like, I got so much more that I like my cabinets. I got my cabinets sanded and painted white. I got my kitchen repainted. I got so much more. I got my basement completely renovated and turned into a 2-bedroom full amenity apartment. Like, so the point of this is to say that when I let that go, even though I held on to my faith and my trust that I was going to get it, it was mine. Then what happened is I didn't just get that. I let it go. I knew it was mine. I let it go. I walked in faith and trust, and I just redirected and focused my energy on other things. I did other things. I didn't keep harping on it. I didn't keep thinking about it. I didn't keep saying, when is it going to happen? Why hasn't it happened? I didn't do any of those things. I just fucking let it go. And because of that, not only did I get that, but I got so much more. And that is what we can do as these powerful manifesting beings that we are as humans, and the power of our thoughts. And you might think it's coincidence, but listen, I can spend days telling you about how I have consciously manifested so many things into my life. And I'm, if you put it in the chats that you want to know, I was actually I kind of heard this morning when I knew I was going to do an Ask a Healer video on manifesting. I knew there was going to be a part 2 to this. Like, I know that there's going to be more videos that I'll probably do, because I think it's really good for you guys and encouraging for you to have these different examples and scenarios to help you see how I have implemented how I've navigated, how I've struggled and worked through, where I did have doubts, where there were things that I had like really strong emotional attachments to, and it was really, really, really fucking hard to let go of those attachments to it. So I'm there with you. And I will definitely do more videos, part two. I'll probably just run a series of manifesting videos for the Ask a Healer that I'll just do for the next couple weeks until I feel like I've gotten enough. So make sure that, if you are having questions, if you've been trying to manifest and you've been having issues, look, put that in the comments and I'll, you might get picked, depending on how many, people I have to choose from for me to actually like cover that. Or maybe just in me talking in these videos, you might actually get it covered. But, for today, I just wanted to kind of just skim on this idea of conscious manifesting versus unconscious manifesting. And that is when you want something, but like a situation happens of something maybe that you don't want. And you were really good about, like in your thoughts, not focusing so much on what you didn't want, but you were able to redirect that to what you did want. And then you let it go, but this wasn't something you were doing because you knew to do it on a conscious level. I'm sure you knew intuitively to do it because we are all master manifestors, but you weren't doing it on a conscious level. You were doing it on an unconscious level. And then all of a sudden the thing that you wanted resolved itself. Well, that is an example of manifesting. I have also pulled a card for you guys, which I thought was really good because it really touches on a way to help support you in what you're trying to manifest. Okay. And I know I was saying earlier about like, it doesn't require you to sit and like spend hours imagining and blah, 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 blah. You don't. Just think about the little things. Getting your needs met is a manifestation, because you have to understand there's people out there that can't even get their needs met. Okay. So you don't take anything that is coming into your life that you wanted for granted, as in, oh, that's coincidence. There's no coincidences. Everything is manifesting. People who, had a vision for certain, buildings that they wanted to erect, and then they erected them. It's manifesting. It's bringing an idea. It's bringing something that was a thought into physical 3D existence where you can use your 5 senses to engage with it. Okay. So, sometimes we are really, really stuck on something and it just puts us in a funk because we just feel like something is not happening. And I feel like this is why this message came out today, which is, from the Answer is Simple Oracle deck. Basically it says, put others first. And this is really good because helping others is a really great way. Okay, because it's still morning and anyway, so sorry about that, but helping others, and you know what? It's interesting that I got caught in that moment because that's like a communication block thing. So, some of you guys might be actually not speaking your truth, but that might be indicative of, my guides telling me that you need to be bold now and speak your truth. Okay. Don't be afraid, because speaking your truth might be what you're trying to manifest. There might be something you're trying to manifest that requires you to speak your truth. That's what's coming in. Oh my God. Okay. So sometimes the universe, when it comes to manifesting, will push you in different ways and you don't realize, wait, I thought it was going to happen magically. Sometimes things like that do, but sometimes a lot of manifesting, look, in order for me to get my black sparkly quartz countertop, I couldn't just think about it, right? I was inspired to action at some point, and that action led to everything. Like you see the dominoes lined up to a point where the opportunity then presented itself for me to get the black sparkly quartz countertop. Now you want to know what is magical was that once I had the money stuff kind of figured out, I said to the universe, okay, send me the best person to do this work for me. And I let that go. Again, one morning I woke up and I had to go shopping, which I fucking hate going grocery shopping. I don't know what my issue is, but I'm that person that loves the fact that COVID brought about the drive up service for shopping. So I'll order on the BJ's app and I'll go there and they'll bring my stuff out to the car. But I didn't this day. This particular day, I for some reason was led to going into the store, and that's where I met the perfect person to do the work. And now I have my beautifully renovated kitchen. So the thing about the speaking the truth is that what I'm saying is that the universe might be pushing you to say something to someone, to do some kind of action that is a part of your bringing that in, whatever it is you're trying to manifest, into reality. You can't just sit back and do nothing. But what you have to do is once you have the desire, you have to set it and forget it. And then what will happen is that one day it's going to feel good to do something, but don't stop yourself. Don't hinder yourself. If you're not being your authentic self, if you're not speaking your truth, if you're not don't be afraid that if you do that what you're wanting isn't going to happen. As long as you're not operating in fear, and as long as you're feeling guided to do it. How do you know if you're feeling guided to do something? Another video. But just take a step back and always ask yourself before you do something, am I doing this because I'm afraid if I don't, something isn't going to happen? Am I doing this because I'm trying to control something? These are really important questions to ask yourself before you do something, because those will be indicators. I'll spend some time channeling about this idea of how do you know when you're being guided to do something, for those of you who question it, just to see if I can give you some signs that will help and assist with that. But closing out this video, set it, forget it, and then look at opportunities, or look for opportunities to redirect your energy to helping others. Being of service to others is a great way to get your mind off of what you want, and also help to bring you into alignment with the thing that you want, because you're going to forget. It might be back there, but because you're not attached to it, because you don't have the emotional connection, everything is just going to work out in your favor. So yeah, it's a good thing. Listen, so before I close out today, like I said, I am going to do some more videos on the manifesting. Don't forget to leave your comments. My subliminals are dropping twice a week. The first one went live yesterday. I have 2 new hypnosis audios that have come out. Please be sure to check them. As always, subscribe and comment and engage with me. And guys, have a great Friday. Yay. And a great weekend. Okay, take care.